Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back to another horror movie review. Today, I figured I'd surprise you guys with uh, a new franchise that I'm starting. It's not many, there's not many in this franchise. There's only like four or five. And if you cannot already tell by the title, I'm assuming you already know. But it's one of the more like monster type horror films. I about said the name, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. And that movie is Critters from 1986. This is a PG-13 style type franchise. I don't know if they get like that with every movie, but I know this one was PG-13. They only say one F-bomb in here. It's kind of funny. I know slashers, when they hit the PG-13 rating, it gets kind of, what's the word? Unappetizing. Is that a word? Or just unappealing? I know a lot of people don't like PG-13 slashers. I mean, I haven't seen the movie Old, but I know that that is not everybody's favorite horror film. But I will say this. This is definitely one of the better ones. Definitely one of the better ones. So anyway, Critters, 1986. What is it about? So, Critters opens up with a space station, and well, it's first of all, it's not on Earth. There's this weird alien race that has captured another group of aliens called the Krites, or Critters as they dub them later on in the movie. And there's about 8 or 9 that they imprisoned, and we cut to them actually breaking out, killing a couple of the crew. You don't see it on camera; you just see them fly away. But it's told that they killed a couple of the crew members. So they fly away, and the main leader of this alien spaceship goes and hires calls in bounty hunters, and the bounty hunters' names are Ugg and Lee. Yeah, you see where that means? Ugg, Lee, ugly. Yeah. So they're like these humanoid type aliens. They don't have a face or anything, but they're hired to track down the Krites, and the Krites were traveling to Earth in Kansas. So Ugg and Lee to go there on their own spacecraft, and they eventually have to morph. I'll get into that later. But we cut to the main family that we're going to be following, the Brown family. We get introduced to Jay, Helen, April, and Brady. They're definitely one of the more nicer family or just main characters that you get with a slasher or just a monster movie like this. I wouldn't really call this a slasher. There's not really a lot of kills, at least not for human side. I think once you get, like, if you include the Critters, there's a lot of kills, but I'm getting sidetracked. I'll talk about that in a minute. So anyway, they're going about their business. Brady, it's Bradley, but they call him Brad. So I don't know why I'm getting that mixed up. I think I played a video game and this dude's name was Brady. Anyway, so, Brad and April go at each other all the time, arguing, what siblings do, brother and sister. Eventually, the spaceship crash lands near their yard, and Brad and his father go and check it out. They find a cow that's like been half eaten, and they run back, tell the mom what had happened. Well, they don't tell her. They just tell her they found something. They don't tell her exactly because they don't want to freak her out. Well, eventually, the phone line gets cut. Jay goes down into the basement, and he gets attacked by the Krites. Not killed, just attacked. So, of course, they run back into the house. And now the family has to figure out what to do since they're cut off from, any kind of phone line, and their car's been torn to shreds. So the only people that can really save them now is the bounty hunters. And that's where I will leave it off from there. So I don't spoil anything. Critters to me was definitely an interesting monster movie. It's not my favorite one that I've seen, but definitely one of the better ones. Leprechaun, it's not great, but eh. Critters, I definitely have a good time with. I'm, and then Jaws, I did that a while back. I know a lot of people like the Jaws franchise. Well, they don't like it, but they liked my reviews. I think I've got like 3,000 views on my Jaws: The Revenge review for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, Critters, I definitely really wanted to cover this because I know monster movies, they do tend to draw an audience, and Critters is one of the more popular ones. There's not a lot, but it's popular. Main characters in this film I really liked. There really wasn't two bad ones. One I did forget to mention earlier, though, was Charlie. He's a main character. Really like him. I believe he's in the rest of the films. At least a couple more of them. I don't know if he's in all of them, but I know he's in a couple more of these movies. I've never seen the first one, believe it or not. The first one I watched was actually the second one, but I only watched like the last half hour of it. And this was at my grandma's place, so I really barely remember this franchise like at all. But starting out with this film, I really enjoyed it. I think the practical effects are really good. The Kyoto brothers actually worked on this film, the people that made Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I pray I will get to at some point, maybe during Clown Month or Clown Day, I don't know. At some point, I will try to get to that film. I know it's liked by a lot of them, or by a lot of fans out there, and I do own it, so hopefully I'll get around to reviewing it. But anyway, they did the effects for the critters and the mechanisms behind them. I really enjoyed their work on this film. I think they did an amazing job. The guy who plays Johnny Steele, the one Ugg transforms into, I think he does a great performance. I'm struggling to remember his actor's name, but I think he did great here. The Krites themselves, or the critters themselves, there are some funny moments with them, I will be honest, and I like how they roll around in like a fur ball. That's really funny. I was laughing when I saw that. When I watched this for the first time, I thought that was really funny. They do get creepy at times. I will say that. They are kind of creepy. And they're deadlier than you might think. I know the cover looks silly. I mean, just look at it. I mean, that looks like something from Where the Wild Things Are, the book. And, yeah, there's the back cover in case I never showed that. But, I mean, it looks silly, right? But they do get creepy, especially with the glowing red eyes. If you're in this looking for a carnage count, I don't think you're going to get that here. While you do get kills, like, if you're tallying the Krites, you do get kills with them. But there's really only like 2 or 3 human deaths in this movie. There's not a lot. I think this is more of like a monster flick rather than like a slasher or carnage, which I don't mind. I mean, if there's less kills but the movie's decent, I really don't mind. I know they did have to cut down their kill, like 1 or 2 of their kills a little bit for the MPAA so they can make this a PG-13 movie. There's only 1 F-bomb dropped in here, and it's by the Krites. That's really funny. And overall, I really do enjoy the side plot with the bounty hunters coming to try to stop the Krites. I enjoyed that. And just a lot of the performances in here were really good, especially Brad and Charlie. I think those 2 are definitely my favorite characters. But the bounty hunters are definitely honorable mentions. I really like them. The practical effects in here, when the bounty hunters morph, that's another thing I want to point out, is really solid. I don't know if the Kyoto brothers did that, but whoever did, thank you. They were really amazing. So yeah, not really too much else to say about this film. I really enjoyed it. I'm nervous to see what this franchise has in store because I've heard mixed things about 3 and 4. And like I said, I've watched 2 only one time, and it's been like years ago, so I barely remember the movie. The ending, actually, I believe there's 2 alternate endings to this film. I definitely prefer the theatrical release. I will say that, not to spoil anything, but I do like the theatrical release better, which you do get if you buy the Scream Factory release on the Blu-ray. That's what they play. You can always watch the alternate ending for yourself, but I definitely prefer the theatrical release. So anyway, I guess that's it for my thoughts on Critters from 1986. Definitely a pretty solid film. Like I said, not a high body count, but if you like monster movies and you want to get into it, this is definitely a good choice. If I'd have rated on a 5-star basis, or just scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably give this a 4. But like a lower 4, you know, the kills aren't that great, and since it is a PG-13 horror film, obviously it's not going to be the greatest one in my collection. I think the acting's pretty well, and like I said, the practical effects are good. Just, you kind of lose out on the PG-13 rating and just the lower budget. I think they had a budget of like $2 million, which, I mean, back then was probably big, but now is really not a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about Critters. What is everyone's thoughts on the film? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys are ready for me to cover this. I know I am. And I know Critters 2, the second one, takes place around Easter. So I figured, why not upload that on Easter? Watch it around Easter, upload it. So yeah, definitely look out for that review. Thank you all so much for watching. So glad to be back to this channel. Glad covering another franchise. Not a big one. I want to start out small just so I don't tire myself out. I know, like I said, I'm not going to be uploading every other day, but I will try to upload at least once a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, but hopefully you guys stick around. But I'm gonna stop ranting now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next review, which is probably Critters 2. So God bless and have a great night. Bye, everyone.